friends, welcome back. Funny filming position today. This is my laundry room. I'm in here because my toddler is out sleeping on a mattress on the living room floor. We've had a doozy of a few days. We had a very, very busy weekend. It was mostly good stuff. We got to go over to one of our good friends' house and hang out with them on Friday, and then my sister stopped by on the way down to go and see my brother and new nephew and everything, and to stay with my brother and sister-in-law for a few days. So she split the trip up here overnight, and then Saturday we went and spent time with my husband's parents and saw his aunt and uncle, which they're lovely people. It's so fun to hang out with them. And then that evening we had a Christmas parade for my husband's work, which was a ton of fun. It was very cold, but we had a lot of fun with that. And then Saturday night into Sunday, the baby started throwing up multiple times, so I was up much of the night with him. And then I started feeling not great. And then all day Sunday, I was down and out for the count. And even into Monday, my husband actually ended up going into work late because I was feeling still just very shaky and not great. Everything was good, everything was fine, whatever. And then last night, so Monday night, the toddler threw up. He threw up 2 or 3 times. I think it was just 2 times, and then he threw up one more time at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So my husband is working from home today, which we're very grateful that he can do that with his job. And we're just kind of trying to pick up the pieces. As you can see, I'm pretty much back to normal. By yesterday evening, I was starting to feel pretty normal. It kind of got to the point where I wasn't feeling sick anymore, but I was feeling like sick to my stomach, hungry, because I hadn't eaten for like 24 hours plus, or like not really eaten. And so now I've been able to kind of eat some food again and whatnot, and so I'm feeling pretty normal. And the baby's been doing absolutely fine. Like, honestly, for Sunday, he didn't have much of an appetite, but he was able to nurse like the whole day, so I wasn't too worried about that. And then Monday, he was totally fine, back to normal. And the toddler seemed to be doing absolutely perfectly fine until Monday night. We got him into bed, it was bedtime, and then he woke up a little while later and threw up everywhere. So poor kid, he's exhausted today. He's been just wanting to like snuggle and be held, and yeah, he's not feeling very good, so poor thing. But yeah, December is just doing a thing this year. Which is fine. I have definitely had to kind of put on pause a number of different things that I had planned to do. I'm realizing that I'm not going to get done a lot of the things that I had hoped to get done, but that's okay. I think I've pretty much come to terms with that, and I'm really trying to just go with the flow this year, if that makes sense. It became very clear, like, once December hit, and we've just had one thing after another thing after another thing, getting sick, and then something with the family coming up, and getting sick, and then family, and it's just been nonstop. And so I very quickly realized that it was not going to be just a chill, happy-go-lucky, fluffy, cozy Christmas this year, and that's okay. I've honestly been doing pretty well with that, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I'm just trying to kind of embrace it where I can, and find the spots of Christmas cozy if and when I can, and when I can't, to just let it go. So there's a few things like the boys' quilts that I was hoping to get made this year. I'm definitely not getting those done by Christmas. I might be able to get them done during the 12 days of Christmas, which would be super, super fun. I would love to be able to do that. But yeah. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll get some socks knit for my husband. I didn't knit for like 2 days straight because it's just my being sick and the baby being sick. Like, there's just not been a lot of knitting time. But yeah, I did actually end up messaging the designer I think a week or so ago for the tulip sweater, the Fosteriana sweater. I messaged the designer and was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I just know I'm not going to get this done in time for the deadline. It's just not going to happen. The way that December is already going, like, it's just, I can already tell it's not going to get there. And she was so sweet about it and was very understanding, was like, yep, I totally get it. Life happens. No worries. So that was a huge weight off of me, which I'm very grateful for. I really want to get that cardigan done, but I feel like that's something that I will try to work on little bits here and there throughout this next year and get it done, and go from there. I just, in this season right now, having that strict of a deadline for such a mammoth project just wasn't a good idea on my part. That was totally me. Shouldn't have signed up for that one. But it was very much like a dream cardigan, and there's so many new techniques involved, and I really want to get it done because I love the cardigan, but it's just not a short-term project. So yeah, that was such a huge weight off. And then honestly, not trying to finish my husband's cardigan in time for Christmas was a big weight off. And so I've let go of a lot of the other things. The sewn nativity that I was looking at, that's not going to get done in time, and that's okay. I'd like to get it done maybe by next year, but even if it doesn't happen next year, that's okay too. I'm so glad to have it, and I would like to try and slowly work on it over the next year, but we'll see. So yeah, that's just kind of my little update for now. I'm going to quickly show you some aprons that I made for my nephews, because I need to get these wrapped up here because we're supposed to be going to see the people that I'm giving them to. And so I thought I'd share them with you quickly, and then I can feel free to wrap them up whenever I can. I do need to go through and snip all the threads off, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I ended up making, there are 4 aprons total. 3 for my sister's 3 boys. This one's for the youngest. It's tractors. This was all from a free pattern. I'll see if I can find it to link it down below. It's a super simple apron pattern, and all the edges are finished with bias binding, and it just ties around the neck and then around the waist. And I have done it where I've made like super long ties so that you can wrap it around the kid's waist like twice to really hold it secure, and also it'll just last a little bit longer. So this is for my 2-year-old nephew, and then this is for my almost 4-year-old nephew. He really loves cats, so he's got a cat one, and these fabrics are all from Hobby Lobby, and pockets in the front. And then this one is for my 5.5-year-old nephew, and he's got monster trucks, so there's that. And then I did go ahead and make a 4th apron, and I'm actually going to be giving this to my brother and sister-in-law for the newest nephew. He's not going to be able to wear this for like 2 years, but I had the fabric, and I ended up using the scraps of the bias binding from the other aprons, and I just whipped this one up really fast. My brother is really into like grilling and like smoking meat and stuff, and so I think he'll be tickled to have his son have a tiny little apron to help Dad with. But yeah, so that's the 4th one. They're definitely very wrinkled because they've been kind of balled up just in the office room. But yeah, I need to get those wrapped, and then I'm hoping in this video that I can sit down and show you the box of stuff that I made for my sister, or made or found for my sister, just because, I don't know, I had a theme and I just kind of went a little bit crazy with it. It started with like one thing, and then I added a thing, and then added a thing, and it just, I'm super happy with it, and so I'd love to share that with you. And I think I'm going to start trying to do that a little bit more, is figure out a theme, and then like throughout the year maybe try to like source things for that, and so then I can have like themed present boxes for like my sister or my mom or something, and just do it for Christmas present. I think that would be so fun, because yeah, it was genuinely one of the most fun present boxes I've ended up doing, because I didn't really have to think about it too much. I just knew that if it fit in with the theme, it was good to go. So that was honestly great. But yeah, I'm gonna sit on the couch, I'm gonna cozy up, I'm gonna turn on Shauna Stitchy's Vlogmas with my headphones and do a little bit of knitting and just enjoy some peace and quiet while the baby and toddler are napping and their bodies are trying to get back to normal. Yeah, I will check back in with you later. is it is a beautiful, beautiful day outside, being late December, mid to late December. I've just dressed the boys up and gotten them outside in the yard. And so they can go out there and play. I'm going to make them a peanut butter and honey sandwich to eat so that they can hopefully eat their lunch while they're outside, because that would be amazing. My poor husband has succumbed to the sickness going through our household. So he had a very miserable night, which was just... It's bad enough, like, when I'm sick, but it's like, now that I have a husband and kids, it's, like, even worse when they're sick. Because I can't do anything. Well, it's like you can, but there's only so much you can do. So he's in bed, he's asleep, thank goodness. He seems to be, Lord willing, hopefully done with the throwing up part of it. And he is just sleeping, which is just exactly what his body needs. And hopefully he can just rest and feel better. Because, yeah, whatever this sickness is, has not been a fun time. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. It's kind of been a little chaotic, but also weirdly almost back to our normal schedule. I was able to get the baby to take his morning nap, which was great because he hasn't done that the last few days, and so his sleep has been all over the place, and he's been waking up super early. Because I don't know if you know this, babies are just the most ridiculous things when it comes to sleep. And if they don't sleep enough, then they will sleep even less, and it makes absolutely zero sense. Like, I don't get it. And it seems pretty consistent that when he doesn't get his morning nap, he doesn't nap as well in the afternoon. And then when he doesn't nap as well in the afternoon, he doesn't sleep very well at night, and he wakes up really early. Which then wakes me up really early after, not sleeping super well because my husband wasn't feeling good. And so I was just kind of on edge all night, where it was just like, was he going to need me? He was on the couch most of the night. So then I came out at one point, was just checking on him and just making sure he was doing okay, and just that whole thing. But yeah, I'm super, super grateful for this lovely sunshiny weather so the boys can finally get outside and play. It's been so miserably cold. And there's like no snow, so it's like there's nothing to do. But yeah, so they're doing that. I am in the process of cooking a tasty chicken soup that I hope my husband will be able to eat. And then I also made it in the process. There's my toddler knocking on the porch door. I don't even remember what I was saying. Other than that, it was miserably cold, and I'm really grateful that now that both the boys are pretty much back to normal. Baby definitely. Toddler mostly. He's still catching up on eating food. Which was a hilarious thing. We were working on making this soup. Oh. Is that my soup? No, that's the applesauce BB. Cool. We were making this soup. I was letting him help me chop all the different veggies and stuff. And then he takes a carrot and just starts eating a carrot. And like, this is a kid who's definitely a more selective eater. He's always seemed to have kind of a little bit of a texture thing where he thinks too big of bites will make him gag and choke, or certain textures seem to make him gag and choke. So he's somewhat of a picky eater, but it's also just because he's a little bit funny about that. He just goes and chows down on a carrot and a half. And I was like, okay, go for it. So that was pretty funny. I was absolutely okay with that. There's a picture book that we have that's called The Carrot Seed, I think. And it's about a little boy who finds a carrot seed and he plants it, and everybody tells him it won't come up, and he takes care of it every day and waters it and weeds around it and everything. And of course it grows a ginormous carrot, and my toddler loves that book. And so I'm kind of hoping next year that we can plant some carrots in our garden, because I was like, ooh, that would be really fun if I could convince him to eat carrots, because we grew them ourselves. But hey, if he'll eat a carrot now, I'm not going to complain. But yeah, so I'm really glad. It's like supposed to be a highs in the mid 50s today, so they're running around out there with just jackets and sweatshirts on, which is amazing after having to constantly be like super bundled up or not even able to go out there, which is just what they need, just what I need to have a breathing space for a little bit. I'm sure my husband appreciates a quieter house. But yeah, I'm gonna deliver them their sandwich, and then I'm actually gonna try and see while they're outside if I can show you the gift box that I was talking about yesterday. Just released the pressure on my soup in the Instant Pot, and it smells so good. Okay, so I've got this whole, that has my address, let me show that whole box here of things that I either purchased or made for my sister. So let's just, no particular rhyme or reason, let's just go through it. One thing I ordered for her is this beautiful state ornament by, is it Cut? It's Cut in Something Creations. I will try and have as many of these patterns or things linked down below as I can. But yeah, it's, when we were on our family vacation in October, I found there was this like craft fair thing, this random like craft fair, and so we went and looked through it, and there's this lady who does this beautiful woodworking stuff, and I bought a Kentucky state ornament, and then I realized afterwards, I was like, doggone it, I should have bought one for my sister as well. So I ordered that later online. It was great. It had free shipping. I don't know if that's an across-the-board thing or it just so happened when I went to order this one for my sister, but it was free shipping, which was great. It took a good while to get here, probably about a month. So I'm glad that I ordered it in plenty of time. But yeah, anyway. So then this is, you will quickly pick up on the theme of this box. I found this mushroom ornament at Walmart for $2 or $3, and I immediately grabbed it for my sister because of the theme of the box. And it worked out because she said that her local Walmart didn't actually have these ornaments. So that was great. I grabbed these funny chip clips from Hobby Lobby. They're about $4 for 2 of them, which is like a little more expensive than I would normally pay for myself, but it fit the theme. I crocheted a pouch and put a zipper into it, and it was not the most amazing, best work that I've ever done, but it's done. So, and I lined it with a mushroom themed fabric that was scraps from another gift. But yeah, this one was just a, it was a free pattern for a mushroom granny square, and then I ended up doing several rounds of single crochet at the top, and I think I single crocheted the squares together and just kind of more or less figured out the lining piece, and I mostly stitched it on with my sewing machine, but then there was one spot over here by the zipper that I definitely had to hand stitch in because I couldn't get the machine around it. But yeah, I thought that would be a really fun, cute little thing. If you hadn't guessed by now, my sister loves mushrooms, so that's what kind of started all of this. I crocheted her a couple of scrunchies, which is some scrap yarn that I had, and I didn't technically follow a pattern. Amy from Noble Character Crafts has talked about the 20-minute scrunchie pattern. I don't know who it's by or anything. And she said that all it was is that you basically fill up the scrunchie with double crochets, and then you do like 3 double crochets. In the next round, you do like 3 double crochets in each one of the double crochets from the first round. And so I more or less did that for these. So that. Then I found a free pattern online and made a little mushroom crocheted ornament because that's cute. Then I found this at Hobby Lobby, and my sister does some needle felting, so got that. And then, gotta be careful, a couple of things. This was another Hobby Lobby find. This is a little mushroom lamp. And then, this wasn't on theme, but it was just something random that is super useful. spatulas. I personally really love the kind that it's all one silicone piece. It's not like a silicone piece and a wood handle. Those always seem to break for me. And so we have some local Amish or Mennonite stores, I'm not sure which, but they sell these because I can't find these at like Walmart and stuff. And maybe there are some at Walmart, but these were like much cheaper. It was like a couple bucks or something. So I grabbed these for her because I was like, I love those. Then I have, move that, there we go. I also found this. My sister loves mugs. And I found her this one at Hobby Lobby, and it's just got like pumpkins and mushrooms and things on it, and it's just a really nice tiny one. So that one's fun. And then I found this very silly book. Technically my husband found it first, and then I went to the store and bought it. There are moms way worse than you. Irrefutable proof that you are indeed a fantastic parent. This was just really funny because at the time that my husband found it, right around then, my sister and I have been talking about how often it occurs where we feel like we're being a terrible mom, and, you know, we snap at our kid when we should be nice, and whatever, we're short of patience or irritable or cranky or whatever it is. And you just have those moments of like, I want to be a good mom and I'm being such a bad mom. And so then my husband found this book and sent a picture of it to me, and it cracked me up. And so I forwarded that picture to my sister, and we were just like laughing about it. And so then when I went back to the same store and they still had it, I was like, okay, I gotta get this one. But it's so goofy. It's about like all the different like animal mothers that will do terrible things to their children. So let's see, let me find a good one. There we go. Panda moms are perfect, unless they're blessed with two. Twins are hard, so they'll ditch one. It's terrible and true. So it's just like goofy stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, a mom giraffe is pretty nice until the fetus drops. She'll birth a newborn baby calf, then kick him till he walks. You get the idea. So it's just a gag joke sort of a thing, and it's goofy and funny. And then I do technically have one other gift that's not in here, and I need to finish that up quickly. Actually, I forgot to show you like the most important one. So I was making my nephews all of these aprons, and I had the thought that it would be super fun if I could also make my sister an apron. And then I found this fabric at Hobby Lobby with, you guessed it, mushrooms on it. And I was like, perfect. And I actually ended up using it's like the allspice apron or something from like Hey June Handmade. And it was a pretty decent apron pattern. It's a free pattern, so, you know, you can't beat that. But yeah, so it's just a crossback one. I don't know if it's twisted or not. And yeah, I just kind of stuck the pockets on there anyhow. And then I finished it off with bias binding. I've had this bias binding in my stash for so ridiculously long. At one point I was making a project and I made like 3 times as much bias binding as I needed. So I was able to use it for this, which was super fun. But yeah, when I first finished it, I wasn't super happy with it because it didn't fit very nicely, but it actually fits okay. So I think it'll be good. And my sister has a taller, skinnier frame than I do, so I think it'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, so I made her an apron so that now they all get aprons, which I think will be super cute and fun. But yeah, so let me grab that one last thing that I need to get, and then that will be the whole of the gift box. Okay, I'm pretty sure I talked about this on one of my other vlogs or maybe on a podcast, but I knit a headband. You can't tell it's a headband because it's not finished yet. I just need to stitch up the top. And this was like a free pattern, and it's like a broken rib stitch. It's called like the Revel Pebble headband or something. I don't remember exactly. It's from a blog like CK Designs or something, and she has a bunch of different ones. And honestly, now that I've made it, it would be so easy to plug in any stitch pattern you wanted to do and make a headband. But basically, I just need to stitch the ends up, and then it'll come up here like this, and it'll have like a really fun twist at the front. And I did this because my sister has very, very long hair and relatively thick hair, and so she doesn't really wear hats because hair. And so I asked her if she'd ever used a headband, and she was like, no, I haven't actually heard of that before. I've never really tried it. So I was like, haha. So I'm working on this, and I just need to I don't know exactly how it goes. I think it's something along the lines of my phone buzzing. I can't tell. This, and then you get like this knot detail at the front. And I just knit this out of some leftover drops Nord, I think, that I had left over, and then I ended up using every last little scrap on the matching scrunchie, because I was trying to decide, I might not give her this one, I might just give her the yellow one. She does actually really like yellow, so we'll see. Yeah, so that was a little box that I put together and collected. And this is what I mean, where it was like, it started with one or two things, but then it was like, I just started thinking of things because it was for such a specific theme of mushrooms. And it just all kind of came together and just like happened. And so I think that that would be a super, super fun thing to do, to try and come up with themes. So I know one of my sisters loves pandas. Like, it would be so much fun throughout the year to collect some different things. I know I have a bookmark cross-stitch pattern with a really cute like geometric panda on it, and to find maybe like a fun book, or like when I was wrapping the pictures for the same sister, I was wrapping up a package, and my last vlog I think, I found a panda composition notebook that I sent to her because she likes pandas. So stuff like that, where it's like I could find a few different things throughout the year and kind of make this really fun birthday Christmas present package for her. And then I would just have to try and think of other stuff, like maybe for my mom and my other sister, and then maybe my mother-in-law. But I think that if I start thinking about gifts in theme form, it might actually make it a lot easier for me. 'Cause yeah, this was one of the easiest gift things that I've ever put together. So it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Like this little mushroom thing, I was gonna make her a few other ones, and I was like, no, calm down. Like, just do one thing, because I was trying to do too many things at once. So I just did one with a little tiny toadstool. And so yeah, it was great, because I've had this pattern for the mushroom granny square, which, to be honest, it doesn't look super like a mushroom. If I had done it in red for the top rather than green, it probably would look more so like it. But it's like, with the rest of the package, you get the idea. It's a toadstool. Yeah, so it was really fun to do it. And, oh, that's what I was saying. I've had this pattern saved for a very long time to try making the mushroom, because the same lady has like a pumpkin one and something else, or like a fall themed set. So that was super fun to actually do that. So I don't know, maybe for my other sister, because she's got a summer birthday, maybe I could do like a strawberry theme, like just, that would be fun, like make her like a random like strawberry thing, and make a strawberry fabric zipper pouch or something like that, you know, like it could be really, really fun to start thinking about it in that way. But yeah, so that's all of that stuff. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of this vlog here, just because I have no idea what the rest of the day is going to look like. And then I'm not at all sure when the next vlog will come up. We're still hoping to be traveling this weekend to go and see my brother and the baby, and hang out with my sister and do like a mini like pre-Christmas with some of my siblings, just because we're like getting together to see the baby right before Christmas. So if we have gifts for people, to just kind of exchange them there. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the next few days are going to look like. I'd like to try and get some vlogs worth of footage while we're down there visiting and hanging out. I think we might try and go to a thrift store while we're there. I'm probably going to get some knitting time on the drive. yeah, so I'm not sure what the next one's gonna look like. I'm gonna try and do one more before I do like my birthday Christmas vlog, which should be the last one for my Vlogmas series. I'm still hoping to do the 12 cast-ons of Christmas. I really want to do that, but I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like, so we're just going to play it by ear. But yeah, so hopefully I have 2 more vlogs coming out for Vlogmas, but it may end up only being one. I may have to do like one large one. We'll see. But thank you so much for all of you for watching and the lovely comments that you've been leaving. It's been so nice. I haven't been as up to date with answering them as I would like to be, just because things have been so chaotic. But I have really enjoyed doing Vlogmas again this year, and it's actually worked really well to do like 2 or 3 days at a time. It's just overall been so much fun, and I have really enjoyed it. So that being said, I'm gonna go taste the soup because it smells so good. And like, I'm still getting my appetite back from being sick, so like that smells amazing. I'm gonna test the soup and then see where we're at with that, and just kind of enjoy having a few moments of a quiet house while husband's sleeping, kids are playing, just probably make a cup of tea. But yeah, that's all from me for now. I will see you on the next one. Bye!